Hi, and welcome back to Coach's Corner on Pioneer Sports Network. I'm Claire Beatty. Today I'm joined with head women's swimming coach Shane Pelton.
You need to look down at my name.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Doing well? All right, so let's dive into these questions. Get it? Dive in. Anyway, the team came back from their mid-season meet a little bit ago. So there were some really big highlights there. Do you want to explain any of those?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I wasn't expecting the performances that we actually had. You always go into your mid-season meet like with the nerves and kind of not knowing what to expect, especially this year with kind of a brand new team. We graduated a lot of seniors, and All-Americans and a lot. So our team has a lot to grow. And, overall, I think, we did a great job. I mean, we've seen some other kids really step up. I would say that's kind of the big focus of this year was kind of, seeing who's going to step up, who's going to fill the holes. And overall, we need to be 21 women strong. We don't rely anymore on the 2 to 3 women that kind of have carried the program in the past. And now we need 21 women to kind of really perform together. And I say we really went 21 strong at that meet.
Nice. So are there specific things you did in practice, or you think there were specific things individual people did that contributed to their success?
I think as a team, we just were more relaxed going into this meet. We dealt with a lot. With the air quality in the Bay Area, we had to adjust practices. We instead of doing doubles, we were doing singles. Some days we couldn't get into the water, and we just had to do dry land. So I think dealing with that stuff, I think they didn't know what to expect, and I think they were a little bit more relaxed, saying kind of, whatever happens, happens. And, out of all people, kind of big championship swim meets are all kind of roller coaster rides, but if you get going, you can kind of maintain that momentum, and I think we really got the momentum from day one and carried that over. So I think that the lightheartedness, the fun that our team was having, carried over into the racing.
Nice. Yeah, I agree. I think it was a strong performance in not just primary events, but also off events.
Yeah, we swim a lot.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of racing there, more than normal, because I think we need to see. We needed to see more swims and see people swim different events and where they can score. I think at the end of the day, San Diego's out of her conference now, and I think the conference is wide open. Every team is deeper now. Mm-hmm. There's a lot more spots. Top 8, top 16, top 24 to score points at our conference meet. And when you're taking probably almost 6 to 8 spots from San Diego that used to carry in those spots, now it's open to other teams to score points, and I think that's kind of been a focus this year, is who's going to fill those spots and go top 8 and go top 16 instead of top 24.
Right. So looking forward now, you have a training trip, which is traditionally pretty challenging. You're going down to San Diego for a week, really just practicing hard, doing some team bonding, all that kind of stuff. So what are important things that you want to focus on while you're down there?
I think training trip's all about kind of gelling as a team. It's that camaraderie. For me, the biggest thing is, when you're training as a team and you're over winter break is, it's a lot of times it's hard just when you're in the same spot. You're on campus and there's no one at school. That's any college campus. That when school's out of session, it gets quiet when the whole student body's there. So when you're training every day and not a lot of people, it's kind of it's a little difficult. But when you go down to San Diego for 6-7 days, I think you're a little bit more excited to train. I expect I think you can get a little bit more out of your team. When it's really there's no school, there's no there, you can just focus on your swimming. And having the beach there is always a nice thing, but it's more importantly having your teammates that are motivated to do the same thing. We're going to be this year, it's January 3rd through 9th we're gone. You look at that as when you get back on the 9th, we're pretty much a month away from a conference championship meet. So, right. There's a lot to accomplish down there. Really finding yourself. But I think I'm expecting to have a good time, but also I think we can test this team a little bit more in the water.
Yeah. So you talked about conference coming up. So what are the things you think the team really needs to do to perform their best? Is it practicing harder? Is it outside of the water stuff?
I think staying motivated as a unit and understanding that, over the next month, challenging training is coming. Mm-hmm. This is the time of the year, but embracing it. Embrace that training. Do it together. Because everyone's in the same boat. Everyone's in the same boat. Everyone's going to be working hard. Being positive. I think that's anywhere you go. But this with our team and our program, when the spirits are up, we accomplish great things. If the spirit gets down, that's when you can struggle a little bit. And I think if we really stay positive, I mean, we're going to do some great things. And I mean, that's the same thing with any meets or anything, that things start going well, they stay well. You know, if things can start going bad, they can tend to go that way. So that's kind of, for me, is just keeping the energy going. That's the big thing, the energy.
Yeah, and they feed off you from that, right?
Well, I mean, it depends on how much coffee I drank that day.
Yeah, or Red Bulls.
You know, I'm backed off.
Backed off Red Bulls.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got, cut it back.
Okay. So now we're going to go into some rapid fire questions.
All right.
Just whoever pops in your mind when you hear the question.
I need like a roster list for this stuff.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, best dancer.
Well, I mean, Tatum practices every day, so I'm watching those YouTube videos, so I got to go with her.
Tatum. All right, so who's the most likely to forget a set?
Well, changes, but I mean, definitely Miranda. I can say warm up, and she'll look at you for warm up, and then she'll ask you right afterwards, "What are we doing again?" So.
Who's the funniest?
I don't know. Everyone has their is funny in their own way. I can't. I mean.
Maybe the most goofy. It's better.
I mean, that's a tough one for me. I mean, everyone's really goofy in their way. Serene, Abby cracks me up. Now I'm going to lose a little credibility with Abby, but she does keep me on my toes and make me laugh pretty hard. So.
That's good. Lastly, who has the most pioneer spirit?
Pioneer spirit. I mean, I think we have our whole team. I mean, honestly, our whole team. I mean, they love going to events. They love hanging out with other athletes. I mean, you can say Riley. She's always been around and hanging out with all the athletes. I mean, SAC representative. I mean, vice president. So I mean,
yeah.
But she's a big one for pioneers.
Involved.
Yeah, very involved.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck at training trip and conference coming up.
Yeah, you'll be there.
I will be there. So thanks for joining us on Coach's Corner. Join us next time for another head coach interview.